The world is going digital, and now there's talk of central banks issuing digital currencies as well. David Erfley from juniorminerjunkie.com is here to talk about this trend. David, why do you think the ECB, one of the largest central banks in the world, is now talking about issuing a digital euro?
Well, basically, Jerome Powell, the head of the Federal Reserve, came out this Monday. He was at a conference at the IMF where they were discussing digital currencies. And he told us that 80% of major central banks are discussing some sort of digital currency. We've already seen China do it. They rolled it out in 4 different cities in August while the gold price was screaming over $2,000 an ounce. They rolled their currency out in 4 major cities. And they're also going to use it at the Beijing Olympics in 2022. So basically, the ECB also a couple weeks ago put out a comprehensive 55-page report discussing the pros and cons about issuing a digital currency, but they didn't touch on what I believe the real reasons are of them issuing a digital currency. You see, when the ECB rolled out the euro a little over 20 years ago, they did not consolidate all the debt of the 19 different countries that were going to be on that currency. So now they're basically forced to, because they realize there's no possible way that governments of these major economies can continue to borrow at these ridiculously low levels of interest rates. But the greater problem is that all the past debt cannot be continually rolled over because there's no buyers. So it's really going to be interesting how they try to do this, because the infrastructure just is not there. I mean, everybody needs to have a smartphone. Everybody needs to have a bank account. So it's just going to really be interesting how they're going to do this.
It sounds to me, I'm just reading the statement on their webpage, it sounds to me like they're doing this in partial response to the pandemic this year. I'm just going to read their statement here. What are the benefits of a digital euro? And it says it would help cushion the impact of extreme events such as natural disasters or pandemics when traditional payment services may no longer function. I don't understand why would a pandemic necessitate digital currencies?
Yeah, great question. I don't know either. That's beyond my pay grade as well. But I just know that the financial situation that they find themselves in, as far as the debt is concerned, leaves them no choice.
Right. The other part of the statement, I'm going to read that too, is it could also be crucial if people were to turn to foreign digital means of payment, which might undermine financial stability and monetary sovereignty in the euro area. That sounds to me like they're concerned about the rise of cryptocurrencies and the government's inability to track crypto flows. And so now they're introducing an alternative means of digital payment that could be tracked. Do you agree?
Sure, absolutely. I mean, look what happened when the Bitcoin went from $1,000 to $20,000 in a year. I mean, that was basically necessitated by the Chinese people using Bitcoin to get money out of the country. So this is why the Chinese saw this as an opportunity to issue their own digital currency, then probably make Bitcoin illegal to use. I mean, that's where I see the problem with Bitcoin. Once these governments do this, they don't want to have competition for Bitcoin or other digital currencies.
Is this a threat in any way to gold investors and owners of gold?
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, I don't see it as a threat, but I see it as being bullish, because I mean, if you're going to a digital currency and you want to have something real instead of having something digital, you're going to buy gold, because gold's been money for 5,000 years. So, I mean, and in some countries it is money, like India, it's basically money. So I don't see it as a major threat to gold, no.
What about the possibility of confiscating gold or making holdings of gold illegal? Could they do that? Could the government in the euro area do that?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see that. But I mean, most European high net worth European citizens own their gold in a Swiss bank account, in a Swiss bank. So, of course, Roosevelt did this to the U.S. in 1934, had everybody turn in their gold at $20 an ounce. I don't know. I don't know what the percentage of people that actually did it, but then as soon as he did it, he turned around and revalued it at $35 an ounce. So I see that as a possibility. But like I said, I mean, I don't see how they're going to do this in the near term. They're obviously serious about it, but how they're going to do it in the near term without the infrastructure is going to be interesting to see.
Finally, David, are you personally more bullish on gold or cryptocurrencies?
Well, gold. I'm not invested in cryptocurrencies. I mean, it's basically just it's not based on. It's just ones and zeros. It's just digital. So I mean, I'm a hard money advocate, and I just never seen a more bullish environment for the gold price than we have right now. We're in this consolidation period, which is very healthy and very necessary because we had such a huge run up. But I see once this consolidation process is over, the gold price going much higher.
Perfect. All right, David, thanks for your thoughts. We'll follow up again soon on the gold price.
Sure thing, David. Thanks a lot for having me on.
And stay tuned to more Kitco news coverage. I'm David Lin.